What? Why are you shaking your head?
You're welcome.
Oh, baby. It is that time of the week. Best ball breakdown. We are live. Feels good to be back in the saddle. Was dealing with some power issues last week. Feels good to be back with my guy Ryan, drafting some underdog best ball teams. What's going on, chat? What's going on, YouTube? We are crushing the absolute lights out of YouTube these days. We are 200 subscribers away from 18,000. If you have not already, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're never missing this show and any of the one-off shows, one-off videos that we are posting pretty much daily. It is that time of year. We got football on tonight, Ryan. It's preseason football. We'll have a few starters. I think we'll see a few starters this weekend. Hopefully get some actionable fantasy football intel from these games, and obviously prayer circles for no injuries. It's good to be back live with Ryan. We're going to be drafting BBM today. Underdog has not dropped any new contests, and when they do, the smaller contests, especially like these $3 and $5 contests, they just fill so damn quickly we can't get into them. But BBM, we'll be drafting that today. We'll go ahead and fire into a lobby. If you're hanging out in chat, just drop the link in Discord. If you're in Discord hanging out, if you're on Twitter, if you want to draft against us, we're going to fire into a BBM. And waiting for 3 people in this lobby. What's up, Ryan?
Not much, man. Yeah, very excited for preseason, which is now it's like how I get my in-person football action, because it's not really possible to get down to Gillette for me during the season. But I will be going down to Pat's Commanders tomorrow night.
Nice.
Very excited. Yeah, it's become kind of a little tradition for me. Go attend a preseason game in person. So should be a good time.
Yeah, that's a good call. I should go over to Mile High. I have not been yet. I've not been. Are the Patriots starting? Are they going to play May? I haven't looked.
I actually have no idea what's happening with either team. If any starters are playing, I have not looked either. I would guess no. But maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll get to see Travion Henderson or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see
Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt action, which is actually what I'm excited for. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, we'll definitely probably see Travion Henderson. Usually rookies get some burn. If Ja'Cory scores a touchdown, his already crazy ADP is going to shoot up another round. I was just telling you in chat and DM that I feel like we've just been drafting at the back half of round 1 this entire year. So this will be fun. We got the 3rd pick. I think I've been telling you, man, I've been loving Lamb at this spot. Jefferson's kind of slid a little bit there with the hammy. Bijan has fully flipped Saquon, which has been interesting to see. I understand why. They've definitely project similarly, but Lamb has been the pick here for me. What's going on, chat? Yeah, Vrabel's getting bloody in preseason. Has he threatened to chop it off if they don't win 8 games? Like that's the time. That's the time of year I'm waiting for with Vrabel, man. It's Lamb goes. You want to take Bijan?
There you go. I would love to take Bijan. Yeah, he's the RB1 for me personally. I just think like best combination of floor and ceiling you can get out of a running back this year is Bijan. I expect the Falcons to get a lot better offensively, just with a full offseason to kind of get Penix playing more under center, dialing up the play action some more. They didn't really have a chance to put that in the last 3 games, and that's obviously over the most of the season with Kirk Cousins not able to really do a real drop back for a lot of the year. But getting that in there, kind of like all these other McShanahan offenses with Zach Robinson at OC, I'm pretty excited about the Falcons. I think it's like a big deal for Bijan and for London that's not totally being factored in by the fantasy community right now.
Yeah, I still have Saquon at 1, but same tier. I've got it Chase, Barkley, and Bijan, like clearly the tier 1 players. Then goes into tier 2 with Gibbs and Lamb and Jefferson and Jainty and McCaffrey. But yeah, the one thing with Barkley is just the Eagles' offense is so much better, projects so much better. But Bijan's role is so sick, man. Like the route participation rate, target share, both top 5 last year. He could have like a McCaffrey level target share this coming season, especially if Darnell Mooney starts slow. Yeah, Bijan, man, he hit 158 targets, 10th most by, I think it's 158 or 160 targets. He has like the 10th most targets by running back his first 2 years all time. Just ridiculous. Father Whale, he's always in our Discord. What's up, man? He's drafting 6 in this draft. Takes Neighbors at 6. I love that bold over Jefferson. Maybe he's trying to get a little diversification there with Neighbors. What's up, Kev? How you doing, man? Logan says he's very satisfied that he got a notification that we were live. Very, very satisfied with the channel, along with all of our other wonderful subscribers. Thank you, Logan. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, it feels like it's splitting hairs. This will be like I'd probably draft well over 100 at this point with Saquon and Bijan. Definitely want to have like equal shares of both of them. I don't want to be like overweight one of those two. All right, so Bijan, we take Bijan 1. I know you've not been super into Tyreek, but I do think he makes a little bit of sense on this team. Are you T over Tyreek still? I haven't asked you this.
I am still T over Tyreek.
Yeah, okay.
Specifically in best ball, I think in manage, it's fine to go Tyreek. We won't have a choice here. But yeah, for me, I just am really trying to avoid like the dead lineup spots, the dead early round picks in best ball more than I am in manage. Even in a best ball mania style tournament, it like the floor just does matter way more to me than in traditional redraft. So yeah, it's Higgins in best ball for me. Tyreek for the moonshot in manage, where you can kind of make up those early round busts a little bit easier. I don't know. Scott Barrett is like insane on Tyreek recently, or at least relative to me. So I'm like letting myself hedge a little bit, but I'm still not going to have that much of him.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth too. The separation stuff is a concern. He fell off. Tyreek did significantly last year, but getting this concentrated target share back is just so sick. I have been taking Amari and Hampton here, actually.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Okay, nice. We could take him or Adams.
Let's just do Hampton.
Yeah, I love Bijan and Hampton together. That's sexy. You think so? There was a post, and I'm sorry, I don't have the guy's Twitter handle in front of me right now, but he posted that like Najee posted on Snapchat this like left eye kind of closed, and you think he was trolling, but this whole thing with Najee is just so freaking weird, man. Regardless, whether or not he, I hope Najee's fine, obviously, but he's missed so much valuable training camp time at this point. It's going to be a slow start regardless for him. I have Hampton ranked at like 24, I think, in my tiers article. I just, in managed leagues, he's going in the 4th round still, which is just wild, but he is screaming up in ADP, rightfully so here. Hampton, round 3 feels really nice right now. I do miss taking him in round 4, man. You and I were drafting him a ton in this like 45, 46 pocket in like May, June. We started these streams.
Yeah, no, it was nice back then. Honestly, it's even nicer now. Just because I don't know. My feeling is really that Najee is not going to be a factor, at least early in the season. If he has like a genuinely significant eye injury that's going to take a bit of time to heal and that is getting him behind in training camp, which it clearly is just from him not really participating in a meaningful way so far. The whole concern with drafting a rookie running back like Hampton is, oh, well, he's not going to produce early in the season as he takes a month or two to like slap Najee Harris out of the way. But that's just kind of gone away now for me entirely. Like I think he is just as good of an early season projection as he is a December week 15 through 17 projection now. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. I think it's correct that he just goes right after Chase Brown, that would be like his efficient ADP for me. And yeah, as you said, one of my biggest targets in managed leagues as well.
Yeah, that ADP makes no sense. At his consensus ADP, I pulled all the data, is like 42 or 43 still. It's pretty soft. I did see Rashawn Slater went down in practice like 30 minutes ago, which is not good. He got carted off. That could just mean he like rolled his ankle, but apparently guys were like, hugging him and patting him on the back. So it might have been a somewhat serious looking injury. Not great. Rashawn Slater, one of the best tackles in the game. Hopefully he is all right. Yeah, I'm with you, by the way. Lebanezer Breadstone. I think he does have room to rise. We need to talk McConkey. We'll do that after this next turn. All right, so we've got Bijan, Hampton. I Rice here makes sense. That's where I have him ranked.
Exactly where I would love to take Rashee Rice. Yeah.
Is there anybody else here? Just real quick.
Travis Hunter is the other guy that sticks out to me, who we can maybe talk about too. But we might get him on the next turn.
I think we will. I don't know, man. I've got Hunter here. It's a big, long, flat tier. He would make some sense on this team for sure. Yeah. Just thinking through. Yeah, we don't have that. We could do Sutton for Chiefs game stack. He's boring, sure. I know. Got the big extension though.
I just wrote it up as Travis Hunter is one in manage, but I mean this applies to best ball well enough too. Travis Hunter is my target on teams that need upside at the receiver position, but I'm okay going with like a Sutton or Pickens on if you're like stacking Tyreek Hill plus Rashee Rice or something like a receiver room like that. I think Hunter is a little ill-advised, but yeah, in something like this where it's Rice and that's kind of the only iffy receiver here. Hunter's the wide receiver 3. Yeah, it's pretty easy to me. For those that didn't see, recently Liam Cohen went on the Rich Eisen show and was asked to give a snap share projection for Travis Hunter, and very importantly, just snap share projection. He didn't ask what's he going to play on offense, what's he going to play on defense. He just said snap share. And Cohen says, well, if he plays 80% of the snaps on offense, then, we'll kind of hope that, and hopefully he can get up to that and match that on defense. Like, so 80% of snaps on offense would be extremely high for any wide receiver. I'm not reading that much into that specific figure, but for me, it's confirmation of the fact that both Cohen's priority and the Jaguars' priority is we want him on offense first. Yep. And that makes sense to me when your wide receiver 2 and 3 are Diami Brown and Parker Washington. It makes sense to me if you're Liam Cohen and you are going to be very harshly judged on whether you can rescue Trevor Lawrence's career like you did Baker Mayfield's immediately. Cohen's not going to be in trouble or on the hot seat at all if the Jags secondary is terrible for like the 5th season in a row. That is not, it would be nice, obviously, I'm sure, if they had an improved defense, but it would not be like the end of the world for Cohen and how he's viewed and his job security. So for me, it makes a ton of sense that Hunter is likely on offense. That's the first priority. And if that's the case, I think he has more upside than anybody that goes around him, other than like Rashee Rice, I guess. So yeah, that's how I'm looking at it. As you said, Graham, it's a long flat tier where all the guys project fairly similarly. Give me the rookie with the upside there. If that's the case in the Liam Cohen offense that we strongly suspect will be completely insane, especially if Hunter's playing in the slot, like we've seen with Chris Godwin, Cooper Kupp under Cohen, and even Wan'Dale Robinson back in college. Liam Cohen made us care about Wan'Dale Robinson as a prospect, which is funny to me.
Yeah, he made Will Levis look decent too, which is like a triumph in and of itself. For what it's worth, the only receiver in this pocket that I'm like strongly taking over Travis Hunter is Jaylen Waddle. Just like we were talking about with Tyreek, the concentration of targets is going to be awesome with Miami. But yeah, I mean, you and I have been saying this until we've been blue in the face that like when they cut Gabe Davis in early May, it was just like so clear that they were going to make Travis Hunter play receiver first. All right. The Chase drafter has Josh Allen, and I don't see any other potential Bengals snipers, so we could take Burrow here. It definitely, we were talking about this on our last show. I was saying that like Jordan Addison's suspension is certainly not like fully priced in, like maybe 90% priced in, and that's kind of been the case in the drafts I've done the last couple of days. He's kind of slid into the 70s, which is really nice here. All right, so I don't know if we can take Addison and Rice together.
Yeah, that's all
early suspended guys.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to do that right now. We'll just take Burrow, right?
Yeah, I think just taking Burrow here is good. I would not trust the Chase plus Josh Allen drafter to not take Burrow at a round past ADP. So
yeah,
I think he's good here.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'm all over Jaden Reed here as well.
Yeah, I think Reed would also be my pick here on this turn. We said before the show that we don't want to draft all the guys that we always draft.
I know, damn it. We're doing that already.
So, yeah, I know. There's just no one else here, man.
Yeah, I'm not taking Shakir here.
I mean, we could take an RB3. That's not like the worst idea. But
yeah, I mean, we could do Pacheco. You want to do Pacheco with him?
I'd be cool with Pacheco. Add Rice to it. Yeah.
All right, we'll do that. And we I mean, this will be a 5 running back max team if we get Pacheco here. Yeah, I as much as I want Addison, I don't think I can take him and Rice together. Well, never mind. All right, Pacheco here. We'll do a little KC stack. And we got a nice little bye week situation going on too with these 3 running backs. So we could maybe, I haven't been doing many 4 running back teams in BBM. I just think that's a little too thin, but yeah, this will probably be a 5 running back team here.
Yeah. This is kind of a crack team. I kind of love this team.
Yeah, I know, man. Dude, it's weird. Picking first this year feels kind of tricky. But this 3rd and 4th spot feels really good. Like between you're getting Bijan or Saquon as your anchor, come back. I love T. Higgins. I mean, T. Higgins was the wide receiver 2 in points per game last year in half PPR between weeks 1 through 17. And Rice, like, man, we're probably going to get a 5-game suspension, but we're playing for late in the season. The one thing with this team was we're going to need like some floor receiver early in the year.
Yeah, we need at all costs, we need to make sure this team advances. That should be the focus of the rest of this draft because we've stacked up some insane point per game potential at the end of the season so far. But yeah, we just got to make sure we get there.
Yeah, I want to get back to this question because I think it's important. McConkey isn't falling. Should he be falling? I don't really think it changes the projection and the upside too much, but I mean, I also don't want to lose sight of the fact that like Herbert and Keenan are buddies. Last time they were playing together, Keenan was a top 10 fantasy receiver. Obviously, he does not have the same skills that he did that season. He's been falling off for a number of years. McConkey has not practiced in a week too. There could be something more to the injury that he's dealing with as well. Harbaugh is like notoriously he plays his cards very close to the chest when it comes to injuries. I'm not too concerned about McConkey, man. We did bump him down in projections just like a little bit, but it's not enough for me to be, like too concerned.
Yeah. We haven't projected like at ADP now. I think he's our wide receiver 10, wide receiver 11, which is right where he goes on basically every platform. So yeah, I mostly agree. And honestly, I think arguably it increases the upside a little bit just in terms of now we're going to see Ladd playing outside even more because Keenan, or let's make our pick here, but
I mean, Godwin, we need early. I don't know.
Godwin
I was just saying,
not safe advance. No, I literally would take Pittman on this build over Godwin. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. I just was staring at Godwin here at 80. 94, 14 spots past ADP. Yeah. I mean, McConkey, his separation metrics, the small sample stuff on, his, peripheral stats all looked good when he lined up outside last year. So I'm not at all concerned that he can do that. In terms of increasing the upside, like we know Keenan's going to draw targets when he's on the field, but Keenan is probably going to be slot only. I mean, they've got Quentin Johnson and Trey Harris to stretch the field on the outside. Do we take Godwin here?
I kind of like Jaylen Warren. I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right though. Receiver production is probably more important.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 3 great backs. Warren's just like a 4 running back pick.
Yeah.
I can't take Cup. I mean, Ayuk definitely not. Harris, I bumped him way down in my ranks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think Godwin makes sense there.
You know, we should. Okay. Speaking of which, where do you think Keenan starts going? Because here's where I put him. We have him in like the 130s around Kirk. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much or show me all the wide receivers again. I can just tell you if there's anybody ranked over him that I'd rather have him over. But yeah, being near like Christian Kirk sounds about right to me. Yeah, I would certainly draft Luther Burden over him.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, just the upside with Burden in the slot there. It's too nice. Damn, this team is actually shaping up really well. That's got to be like one of the new lows on Godwin too. 99.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's pretty damn nice. And that will be like a huge ADP value if what the team is telling us is real. I'm not like totally bought into that he's going to be fine, guys, and he's probably going to be out there week 1. I would take the under on that, or however you would phrase that. I don't think Godwin is playing week 1.
Yeah, you've been on this for a number of weeks, and you're looking very right. I mean, if he doesn't start practicing and like jogging like by next week, and kind of opens up that 30-day window, there's no chance he plays week 1. But again, I mean, this is best ball mania. Like, we want late season production. There's a real chance, and I wrote this up too, like Godwin, while he's never, finished worse than like wide receiver 36, like there's a real chance he's not the same player he once was. It's this really like hinges on Emeka Egbuka just being awesome. Egbuka's fully flipped Godwin now, which is correct, I think, at this point. Let's see. Yeah, damn, Egbuka went 30 or 67 here to our guy Father Whale. But yeah, if anything, man, I feel like Evans should be going a little earlier. Like, range of outcomes really matters in best ball. Like Evans was the wide receiver 11 when he had an 18% target share 3 years ago. I think he was like wide receiver 13 when he had a 20% target share the year before that. So even if like Egbuka's the real deal, Godwin comes back and Evans doesn't have like an alpha level target share, I feel pretty strongly we should maybe take Kirk here too. This team's looking really nice. We got to land the ship on some of these receivers and get some early season production. Higgins is fine. It might take Hunter a minute. Pittman's going to be playing with Anthony Richardson to start the season most likely, which is not ideal. Not ideal. Yeah, Father Will saying lad's not going to fall. I agree. I think in full PPR especially, he shouldn't fall in half. Like, you can kind of split hairs with him and Tyreek and T. Higgins and make a case for the touchdown upside with Higgins and Tyreek. But I'm with you. He shouldn't fall at all, really, if at all.
Yeah. No, I think Keenan more than anything kills like the Oronde Gadsden dream, or just like the Greg Roman play action tight end thing that we've seen with like Will Dissly and Stone Smart like randomly being productive at times last year. I think that probably goes away if instead it's just going to be Keenan sitting in the middle of the field. But yeah, I think Lad can totally win with or without Keenan on the outside. He's top 5 in like every per route stat on the outside. I'm not concerned about it at all.
Okay, so we got a call to make here. We don't really have any other stacking upside besides Lawrence, or we could do Herbert with Hampton. I'm not going to take Keenan here.
I almost want to go Loveland too. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, Loveland's gone here. Yeah, Loveland's been going screaming up in ADP. Well, he just went at 122.
Yeah, he just went. That's why I was excited. Yeah. I was like, oh, we're getting him at ADP. That's sick. Yeah. Yeah, I think Herbert's the pick here.
All right, we'll do Herbert and be done at quarterback, and we'll just do 3 late round tight ends. This could be a yeah, we could do, honestly, if we really wanted to. I feel pretty comfy with like we could do 2-4-9-3 if we wanted to do something super weird. All right,
Yeah,
so
we totally could.
okay, you and I, you said before the show we wanted to take somebody that we have not taken. Christian Kirk's been a guy I've been lower on. I just, Jaden Higgins taking over as the wide receiver 2. Obviously, Jaylen Noel, talented rookie, could cuck Kirk, but they need a veteran over the middle. Kirk still got it. The separation metrics still looked really good with Kirk last season, but we got your fix here, Ryan. We got somebody that I don't think we've taken all year in Christian Kirk, and we have a little Chargers Texans game stack. Even though I don't know if Christian Kirk's gonna be a late season kind of guy. Yeah, Ryan, you need to talk about Lad's ass. That's what he was just saying. That's what he was just saying. Yeah, Lad is, the separation stuff looks really good.
Top 5 in ass on the outside and leader in slot ass last year. There you go. I talked about his ass.
Yeah. Logan, do I take Tet over Waddle and Ridley? Absolutely. I'm all in on Tet this year. Just huge target earning potential. His ADP in redraft is very soft. It's like 70-ish, and by consensus ADP. All those guys are going in the similar pocket, Waddle, Ridley, Tet. But yeah, I would be comfortable jumping ADP on Tet for sure. You're picking 53 and 68 with some Panthers fans. You might want to take him at 53 because 68 is kind of where that ADP sits. But yeah, that's right around where we have Tet ranked for redraft is 53.
Yeah, so I'm writing up basically all my guys, my must draft players, in like a standalone article for the people that don't want to dig through the 10 to 20,000 word deep dives that all my player takes from the whole offseason have been put into. And I'm just kind of ranking them on value, basically, like almost like slate breakdown DFS style, where we just rank. Oh, this is my favorite player at cost, second favorite, tier 1, tier 2, whatever. I'll just say it. Tet is my number 1 wide receiver, top of tier 1 on value. Yeah, it's just insane. The ADPs on all of these sites, aside from Underdog, and even on Underdog, I have a lot of Tet.
Yeah, Tet is, I'm at like 18 or 19% on Tet. The guys who go top 10 in the NFL draft, the previous 8 have averaged like 130 targets in their rookie season. I mean, the volume is just going to be so good. And if Bryce Young keeps playing like kind of how we saw end of season Bryce Young, that touchdown rate comes up a little bit. Yeah, man, I'm definitely way in on Tet. All right, so Ferguson goes. I kind of wanted Kincaid, but we could push tight end if you wanted to. Like, I don't feel super strongly about Dow Goddard. We could double stack here, like take QJ and Keenan.
Yeah,
no,
sure. QJ? I'd rather do Goddard, I think.
Okay,
but just I don't want to.
I'll let you
this team on tight end. But
yeah, all right, fine. No, you're right. We need some level of floor, but
this is it's like such a great team that I'm like, oh God, I really don't want to ruin it. So yeah, I maybe like a safe pick or whatever. I don't know. I think Keenan probably also hurts QJ. Like,
oh yeah. No, Keenan hurts QJ and Trey Harris. Like, I'm with you on that. Like, Lad is still like, he's the target earner guy here. Like, that's it. But I'll take Keenan. Let's take Keenan over QJ. I'm firmly on.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
We'll do that if we don't get sniped, as I'm talking like an idiot. We could take Cedric Tillman too if you don't feel strongly about that. I do like Roman.
Yeah, I like Tillman as well. I think on this team probably stick with Keenan.
Yeah.
But yeah. Dobbs would be like a perfect wide receiver for this team where we just need projectable routes and targets early in the season. Yeah.
Do we feel like we could get Keenan back at 166? I don't think we. Maybe. ADP is 177. We'll just take Keenan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some early season production here. Yeah, good looking team, man. Yeah, say less. Yeah, I mean, Tet, man. I think we're all in on Tet here at Fantasy Points. He projects well. You know, we want, rookies are like the one, especially rookie receivers in terms of their ADP. It's like the one way to kind of get some asymmetric upside that isn't priced in, it's just, we see this every year. But Tet is a rare rookie where I think like out of the gates, he's going to be producing here. All right. So we talked Lad. We talked Keenan. I wanted to ask you about this Jags backfield hype that we've seen. Bashal Tutin picked up like a very minor hamstring injury. He is falling in ADP. He's now going here. He went at 138. Tank has flipped him. Tank flipped him here in this draft. Do you think that's right?
So I think it's probably right that Tank goes first now with what we know, which is that Tank seems to be taking most of the first team reps on the ground, which makes sense. Tank was the best runner on this team last year pretty clearly. Seems like at least early in the season, the favorite for the goal line role. All of that makes sense. I think where Tank goes is totally good, and he probably should go there. He was going way too late for a lot of the summer. I was not as quick on that as I probably should have been. But I also think like him and Tutin can coexist as upside bets, as upside picks here. And the reason for that is that Tank is a total zero in the passing game. Now, with the Jags beats that I've read have kind of been under the assumption of, well, Travis Etienne is probably going to be the one to contribute in the screen game mostly, which is huge for Liam Cohen. He had three guys ranked top 12 in screen targets per game last year. But to me, where Tutin goes, that is like the only stat I need to continue taking Tutin where he goes, with a prospect as fun and as explosive as him, who it would just make all the sense in the world if the weeks 15 to 17, it's Bishal Tutin that is getting those 3 to 4 screen targets per game and housing half of them. So yeah, I'm still in on Tutin where he's going. I'm in on Tank where he's going. I think both of them are awesome picks in managed leagues as well.
Yeah.
Tank, like for teams that need a bit of additional floor, early season production at running back. Tutin on teams that will take a upside swing at the position for later in the season. I think both are really good picks right now.
Yeah, Tank was better than Etienne. We have had Tank ahead of Etienne in our rankings all year. Still feel pretty strongly about that here. We're back on the clock. We could. I mean, we need another tight end.
Yeah, agreed.
We could go Ertz with this team. Makes some sense.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
We can just keep pushing running back, I think.
Yeah, I'm not worried about running back at all. We can just have 2 contingent guys as our last 2.
Yeah, that's fine. I haven't been taking Gesicki. I think is he already gone? I pushed him way down with the Fant news. I guess he's already gone. I was gonna maybe think about taking him here. No, he's still here. We could take Gesicki as the other guy.
I just don't love it with Fant. Like I don't know which one of them it's gonna be. And also that's only a role that matters when T. Higgins misses.
True. Oh, I said this on a stream too. I gotta
bet against ourselves, right?
Don't take Mike Gesicki with T. Higgins. I got to keep remembering that. We could take another early season guy. We could get Thielen here just to kind of give us some early season production. You feel strongly about any of these receivers?
Not really. I think Thielen makes sense for that reason, though. Yeah.
We'll do Thielen. Fun little team we got going here, man. I think we got
all exciting upside guys early in the draft, all the olds later on for the floor. Yep. This is like how I want to build on my redraft teams. This is kind of perfect.
Yeah. Yep. If Hunter is the real deal, we're gonna be set. All right, so we'll finish this one out with 2 backs and another tight end. For this team, we could definitely do a little Taj Brooks. It would make a little sense since his pathway is pretty clean now. Let's go to the. I don't know how you feel about Sean Tucker too, but I would not mind Sean Tucker. Like the team has told us they don't love Rashad White. I could see a world if Bucky gets hurt. I've been taking a little Sean Tucker in the last round.
Yeah, I agree. Tucker's probably more of the direct backup to Bucky. Like I
Right.
think White pretty much always at minimum stays in like the third down role there. But yeah, Tucker's interesting. I definitely prefer Brooks to him.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he's pretty strong as a final round guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Roshan's been falling with this Monongai team, that's for sure.
So this was hilarious to me. I'll talk about this, I guess. So it's been like an ongoing thing the entire summer that for some reason no Bears beat reporter ever asked about Roshan Johnson. Like
They all forgot he existed.
Yeah, like Ben Johnson has not been asked, or Coach Speak Index was tweeting this out recently that there's been like however many pressers, double-digit pressers and appearances that Ben Johnson has made this offseason. Not a single question about Roshan Johnson from Bears media. And a beat writer or a whatever, someone that is at the Bears facility at their practices was recently tweeting saying, oh, like it's Kyle Monongai running with the second team. And every like fantasy account is in the replies saying, where is Roshan? And the reply is goal line back. And they're like, okay, goal line with the first team or with the second? What does that actually mean? And
Right.
there are just no answers about what Roshan Johnson's role is right now, which is really funny to me. And it's not like stopping me from clicking him at all. I still think the bet is the exact same. I don't need I think I've gone on this rant that it's our instant gratification culture that people require the confirmation or the positive coach speak on Roshan Johnson to click him in draft rooms. I don't think anything has really changed from what I assumed in June. Love the Shipley pick there. That's perfect.
Yeah, Shipley's perfect.
Yeah.
And we'll take Brooks here, and then just late round tight end this thing. I mean, I would have made a case for Mason Taylor. I know you're not super into that, but we're gonna have the three most boring tight ends of all time. And it's kind of perfect though, dude. In Underdog, that's kind of what you're looking for is like 8 to 12 points. If you're not getting one of the elites like Bowers and McBride, Kittle, whatever, it's kind of perfect. All right, hopefully we don't get sniped on Brooks here. On Roshan's role, like that's kind of what he's been. He's been the short yarders goal line guy. And if Swift gets hurt, he's got the contingent upside to have a pretty decent role, you know? I'm with you. I've been clicking some Roshan and he's been falling in ADP. I got him in the last round. He fell all the way to the last round, like way past ADP in the draft I did last week, which is just wild to me. Let's see here. Question from Anthony. Better pick this season. Luther Burden versus Hollywood Brown versus Demario Douglas. He says he has way too much Hollywood in Luther. I think you and I both feel pretty strongly that Burden's got the most upside of this group. Demario Douglas probably has the highest floor. I mean, he's like locked in as the Patriots slot receiver, but Burden certainly has the most upside.
Yeah, I would always pick Burden over the other two. If you are like, okay, Ryan, like gun to your head for your life, who's going to score 8 PPR points in week 1? That's definitely Demario Douglas.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I would look at them.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Anthony. I really have not clicked much Hollywood Brown this year. I question the upside.
Has he gotten back to practice yet since he got
and he's hurt
off
again? Dude,
2 weeks ago and nobody talked about it? Yeah,
he hurt his ankle. And Matt Nagy, there was a quote from Nagy. He seemed like legit pissed. Like, I mean, he's basically not really been able to practice for the last 2 years. So, listen, I mean, Hollywood Brown was really strong with Lamar and the Ravens. It has not worked out, obviously, with the Chiefs. But, I mean, it would take, in my opinion, it would take a Xavier Worthy injury for him to have like a pretty relevant role every week. Yeah, Lebanese are he could be a total zero this year. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes, so it would only take like 2 deep bombs from Hollywood over the course of the season to like kind of pay off this ADP. And I think that's mainly the bet, right? It's like he's like the Marvin Mims corollary on this offense, where he's probably not a full-time player, but maybe he gets a couple deep shots. I've just been, it's really a question of like how you're building your teams in this pocket. And Ryan and I have both been just like slamming late round tight ends. We've been not necessarily like avoiding the early round quarterbacks. Like I think you and I both agree that Josh Allen, Lamar, Jaden Daniels, Hurts, they're all fine at ADP. Like I want to have pretty decent exposure to those guys. But yeah, late round quarterback this year is very, very nice. There's just a big, long, flat tier of guys that project relatively similarly, starting at like 90 to 120. And that's right within that pocket where receiver just completely dies. So that's kind of the way I've been leaning this year. Yeah, this team is kind of money. This is probably my favorite team we've drafted all year, to be honest with you.
Yeah. You got to name this one something that we'll remember so that we can check back on this one.
This is the one in all caps. We're live for regular season here too, for sure. We got some dudes on this team. If we could get Dalton Schultz on this team, it would be the most boring group of white tight ends in NFL best ball history, but it makes sense. We're just banking on some 8 to 12 point games. Let's go.
Yeah, but no, it works. It's like the Chargers Texans stack. We fill our third tight end here. It's like all the structural things you and I have been talking about all summer. Like with that Dalton Schultz pick, I feel like the meme of the guy where it's like the podium or the medal podium, where we're the ones with like the third place medal, and we're like, that's us picking Dalton Schultz right there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the 3 most boring tight ends you've ever seen in your entire life on a best ball team. But yeah, no, we're not shooting for podiums here, man. We're shooting for first place. I do think this team is Rice to me is like he's so hard, he's so tricky, man, because like we know when he comes back, I mean, he's going to be producing like a top 15, top 20 fantasy receiver. You made a good point that, you know, it'll be a chance for Xavier Worthy to kind of prove his worth, but I just keep coming back to this offense just completely changes when Rice is on the field. And it's trickier in best ball, like early in the season, to kind of make up the production with Rice where he's going. I thought he'd slide a little more. I've got him ranked right here at ADP, but yeah, I think we made it up with Keenan, with Thielen, Christian Kirk. I think we'll be all right. Godwin is the one guy who scares me on this team. All right, we'll rip another best ball draft, but before we do, want to shout out Underdog and our great partnership with them. If you have not been drafting on Underdog this season, you can get in on the action right now. Promo code FANTASYPTS. Get yourself a deposit bonus at Underdog and a $5 fantasy points standard subscription that will give you all of Ryan's articles. He just dropped Anatomy of a League winner a couple weeks ago, and it was a masterclass. Ryan has a new Play Callers article coming out tomorrow. He's also got his My Guys, which he just teased. We have all of our Underdog content up on the site. It's been up for months. My draft guide, players to target and values, and our CSV download rankings also included in that $5 standard subscription. Again, code FANTASYPTS. Deposit bonus and a sweet $5 deal on fantasypoints.com. All right, we'll rip another best ball mania. This I will say, I got to shout out this. This is like my favorite tournament. I didn't max the last one. I think I had one team left to max. I'm going to draft some Huskies next couple days. 10 entry max, $40 entry. Love these kind of mid stake. With relatively low entrance on Underdog. So shout out Underdog for kind of giving the people what they want here, but really nice round advancement. Typically it's 2 out of 12 in the first round advancing. Obviously in the regular season, this one's, you get the full podium, and then a 2-8, 1-6 with a nice, still pretty solid 117 person final. If you're drafting on Underdog this weekend, even if it's just one team, I'd throw a bullet into the Husky just because it's a very, very well-structured tournament. All right, so we'll rip another BBM draft. Let's see if got any. Oh, 2 people. So, well, now 1. Now it's filled. Sorry, Mr. Chance, if you want to draft against us. Father Will, nice team, man. I was looking at your team. I really like what you were doing with that squad there. You got the Kyron and James Cook kind of mid-round production. By the way, I wanted to ask you about James Cook. We have not talked about him at all. He's holding in, standing on business, trying to get the new deal. I think you and I both kind of agree. I think we've maybe exchanged a couple DMs about it. I haven't asked you about him on the show though. Like the regression is going to hit for Cook, right? Like the touchdown rate in terms of TD to touch rate is just astronomical for him last season. But in best ball, 4th round, I mean, I could kind of see the case for him.
I think you could do it on like Josh Allen teams, maybe where it's like a season-long correlated bet. Bill's offense is going to be good again, and just say, okay, well, maybe they're not like making insanely high best ball scores together, but like they're both making your lineup. And in the weeks where Allen's not going off, maybe Cook does. I don't think negative correlation is that bad on a week-to-week basis in best ball personally. But yeah, I mean, I'm well behind ADP on Cook. I have been the entire offseason. The stat that has stuck in my mind is inside the 20-yard line, he scored on 25% of his carries, which I believe was by far the highest in the NFL. His like just goal line conversion rate was well above like all the best goal line backs in the league, like above David Montgomery, above Derrick Henry, above all the guys that like nobody would ever argue is a worse goal line back than James Cook. It was only a year ago when James Cook was the guy who couldn't score touchdowns.
So he had a historically bad touchdown rate inside the 10, like really, really bad before last year. So
yeah, so to me, it's like I don't think I've clicked him on a single underdog team. I believe I could go and check that, but yeah, that's where he is in my head.
I clicked him for the first time. By the way, you want to go Puka here?
Yeah,
neighbors.
Let's do it.
All right,
we can do Puka.
I'm not
scared.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about this on Beyond the Box score with Jacob Gibbs and Dan Schneider. We're both not super concerned about Stafford. Also, there was a report from Pro Football Talk that said that Stafford's going to get back to throwing and get back into conditioning later this week. So we'll see. If Stafford's not practicing like 10 days from now, maybe a week from now, then I'll actually hit the panic button. Yeah, but for now, I'm still taking Puka here. Whoa, Josh Allen, 10 overall.
Damn. Oh, don't
huge
tell me
Bills
we're gonna
fan
get a
here.
draft. Oh, okay. I'm not even gonna say that in case they're watching, but yeah.
My goodness, Priestley is a big Bills fan. He's got all the Bills futures, Bills, Josh Allen MVP bets, and he's taking him at 10 overall here. What's up, Jeremy? He says he's picking next to us here in 7th. So we're going to be sniping each other all draft. He goes McCaffrey at 7. That's kind of been the chalk at this point is McCaffrey going at 7. All right, so we got Puka.
I do have 0% James Cook, if anyone was curious.
Yeah, I clicked. He fell into the 5th round in the draft I did a couple weeks ago, and I think that might have been the first time I clicked him. If BTJ gets here, for sure him.
Yes.
And then it's just like never mind. I have not taken London hardly at all. I like AJ Brown more.
Yeah, we can go AJ Brown. I don't mind London here, but we do too many Puka London teams. I feel like it's way too chalky just because of the correlation. So yeah, we can go Brown.
All right, we'll do Brown. Yeah, good point too. That's going to be a very, very highly owned combination in Best Ball Mania. I want to get this question. So yeah, I do build a little differently in non-BBM type tournaments, right? Like, Best Ball Mania, all the money. Well, at least this year they did bring back the regular season prizes, which is nice. But I mean, you've got to outscore 600,000 people. So let's be honest, it's still a lottery. Yeah, in BBM, I'm definitely willing to take on more risk, especially in the playoff rounds, trying to stack up teams when all the money is won in week 17. In the Husky specifically, because there is that extra advance rate slot in the regular season, I think it does kind of lend itself towards more like floor style builds, not just shooting for upside at nearly every pick. I know we just took Adam Thielen in that last draft. I was going to make the point that I've taken some Adam Thielen in the Husky just because, listen, he'll probably be the number 2 target on that team. Still had some pretty good juice last season, but those types of guys, right? Like, I think make a ton of sense in the Husky. So yeah, just it's slightly different. It's very, very hard to advance through BBM. It's very much a lotto. So really making sure you're building for upside in this style of tournament compared to a much, much smaller tournament. Oh baby, we're gonna get him. Omarion Hampton, easy smash.
There we go.
Yeah, that's who I was hoping for, either him or Kyron to go with Puka. I know you're not. Kyron got the extension. His ADP is starting to come up a little bit. I think this is kind of where we're going to start see him going in this 29 to 30 pocket. I know you've not been like a super, I wouldn't say you're out on Kyron, but at least it doesn't seem that way. Have you bumped up Kyron at all?
Not from the extension, just because I was kind of expecting the extension.
Right.
I would say
true.
that was,
we've been talking
priced into what I thought it was going to happen with him. I mean, I can check my Kyron exposure too. I'm not sure I have much. I'm willing to click him after Breece Hall is off the board, is kind of how I've been playing it. That certainly is not going to happen very often now. With something you would occasionally see in the last like month and a half or so. But yeah, he's just a shrug of the shoulders to me, really. Like I think he's fine. He just really needs the Rams offense to number one, he's screwed if Stafford's hurt more than anybody, more than Puka, more than Adams.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
And number two, he just needs to hold on to like the highest snap share and highest goal line touch share of any running back in the NFL. And it's just, if it goes down even a little bit, then he just becomes a very unexciting pick. So yeah, that's where I've been at. I do love Hurts here.
Yep. Yeah, I dialed that up. Yeah, every time I take AJ Brown in the second, I've been just jamming Hurts in the fourth. Last 2 years, Jalen Hurts leads all quarterbacks in top 5 scoring weeks, more than Lamar, more than Josh Allen on a per start basis. The ceiling with him is I mean, just it's the push. Obviously, getting the push is huge, but Eagles are not going to wax everybody this year, y'all. They had like so many second half leads, especially in the back half of last season. They're still very good. That defense is still very, very good. They're going to be able to run the ball. That's just kind of their identity. But I am expecting the passing volume specifically to come back up for Hurts and AJ Brown. I mean, AJ Brown, he basically all of his like per route, all of his peripheral stats, like he had his best season ever. I mean, by yards per route run, by first downs per route run. The volume fell off for him. He wasn't at 8-9 targets per game. He was at 7. So if the Eagles do have to pass a little bit more, AJ Brown just has a ginormous ceiling. And then you just make that correlated bet with Hurts. Okay. Right. You said you wanted to do a little different builds. So we've got 2 early round quarterback teams. We took a Burrow team last time. We got a Hurts team here. We haven't been doing a whole lot of the early round quarterbacks. So, Priestley here. He goes Allen at 10, but I like the rest of his picks. Achane, JSN, Kittle. Interesting. Maybe he just really, really feels bullish about Josh Allen.
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess you can get Achane and Josh Allen in rounds 2 and 3. That's not like unheard of. I don't think you have to force that, but yeah.
Hunter again?
Yes. Because
I think we can find a decent RB2 in round 6.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with any of those 4 running backs that are sitting right there, and I suspect at least one will fall to us. But
I don't think we're going to get. If we can get one of these guys to fall, we'd be reaching on Swift and Pacheco a little.
Yeah, it's rough if one of them.
There goes Swift actually.
Maybe we'll luck out then.
Yeah, the one guy I have not been picking in this range is Caleb Johnson. I continue to think his ADP is just absolutely stupid, and Jaylen Warren is going to have to die for this ADP to work. Like on a, slow, albeit run heavy, but like how many? I struggle to see the upside still with Caleb Johnson.
Yep. Yeah, I'm 100% there with you. Yeah, he's a 2-down back on like probably a bad offense. What are we doing, guys? Yeah.
Yeah. And he might not even be a 2-down back. Like Jaylen Warren can absolutely do the early down stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 2 rookies.
Yeah,
Harvey
I
and
think
Hampton?
so. Hampton and Harvey.
All right, I'm done. This could be a Jaylen. This would be a good Jaylen Warren team, actually.
It would be an amazing Jaylen Warren team. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll take what I'm planning on. Let's take a Jags back for sure. I know I was messing with you before the show. We won't take ETN, but we can bump up Bigsby. Give us a little Hunter correlation, and just trying to let's think through this real quick. So we got 80 and 89. Yeah, Jaylen Warren for sure. Maybe we get lucky and get like a Pollard or Aaron Jones or something to fall a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be
nice.
Amazing too.
All right, we'll plan on one of these 2 guys.
Yeah.
I bumped Mixon below them. Just this ankle foot injury has just scared the hell out of me, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Mixon should be probably like right around the Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason kind of range. And even I'm like scared. Even that is like a little scary to me. He could be okay after a week or 2 or whatever and just go back to a 70% XFP role. That could happen. And if that's the case, then he would be a huge value. He definitely has more upside than anybody who goes off the board after Tony Pollard. But yeah, it's kind of rough to me.
Yeah.
And he doesn't make any sense on this team with Hampton and Harvey.
No, he does not. Yeah, I put Pollard and Jones ahead of him in the queue. Yeah, Mixon. I mean, he's still got bell cow upside. I don't think Nick Chubb. Unfortunately, we're going to be pouring one out for Nick Chubb. Woody Marks doesn't really scare me either. I guess he could take some passing down work. All right, we'll take Pollard. Nice.
Yeah, perfect.
I actually probably would like Jaylen Warren on this team over Mixon too. We need some early season production.
Yeah, fully agreed.
It could take Harvey. Excuse me. It could take Harvey a couple weeks to kind of take over. For what it's worth, that's kind of what I think that's what everybody's kind of projecting. There was a tweet from one of the Broncos beat writers saying that it's going to be Dobbins early. I'm sure you saw that they put Harvey at like RB5 as on their depth chart, just like Sean Payton did to Alvin Kamara back in the day, like the Falcons did with Bijan as well. I'm not reading at all into that, but
it was. I tweeted out it was Dylan Lasco that Sean Payton had put over Kamara.
Oh my god,
rookie season. I think Dylan Lasco was the name. He was right next to UFL legend Darius Victor. He was co-RB3 with Darius Victor on that initial 2017 Saints depth chart.
Yikes. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think everybody, preseason depth charts are completely meaningless, but the Harvey thing was really funny, actually. Funny. They put him at RB5 behind freaking Audric Estime. Yeah, it'll be Dobbins week 1 and 2, I think, is the starter. And then Harvey is going to earn that role. He's going to have to earn it, but he certainly has the upside to just absolutely obliterate his ADP.
Or Dobbins is going to immediately get hurt like he has in every single season outside of last season in his entire career, which I feel like is not talked about like nearly enough. I hate being the injury prone guy, but if we should be injury proning and like finger wagging at anybody, it should be JK freaking Dobbins.
Yeah, and I mean, last year, man, his efficiency metrics were just meh. Like, he was out of the 45 or 50 qualified running backs, like 100 more carries. He was like 28th in both yards after contact and missed tackles forced. Both of his good games, best games, I should say, came early in the season against the Panthers and Raiders, who were 2 of the 5 worst run defenses in the league. Like, Dobbins does not scare me at all for the ceiling. He certainly hurts Harvey's floor, though. Like, Dobbins could siphon enough early down work to kind of hurt the floor. But yeah, we're buying Harvey for the passing down role. The upside there. Broncos it's just what this offense is. It's a West Coast offense, and they check down a ton. Nix has been the king of checkdowns, even going back to college. John Appleton, I see your question here. Where do you guys stand on Jennings versus Pearsall? I have not changed my stance at all. I still like Jennings over Pearsall by a pretty significant margin. Again, I just think he's going to be their X receiver. Pearsall, he's by all means sounds like he's having a pretty good camp. It's good to see him healthy and, getting a full camp and practicing and all that. He not only obviously got shot, but he, missed a ton of time last year with the hamstring injury. Yeah, Ryan, have you changed your stance at all with these Niners guys?
I still prefer Jennings over Pearsall. I feel like I've lost a little confidence in Jennings just with this quote unquote calf injury, which is, I think, as Scott put it, it's a non-contract calf injury.
Yeah.
He's probably, and I came to, maybe I'm a day or two late coming to this realization, but yeah, this is probably the holdout that we're seeing from Jennings. And I'm more scared of that than if he were actually injured, just because Kyle Shanahan is I don't know. I'm looking for a word here. I don't know what the word is, but he punishes guys that hold out, that piss him off. Basically, we saw it with Brandon Ayuk.
He's a dick. He can be a dick for sure.
Yes, he's a cruel mistress.
Yeah.
So that's like my only concern with Jennings is what if it's like, okay, we're mad at you for holding out. You're going to post like the best separation metrics of any wide receiver through the first 6 weeks, just like Brandon Ayuk did. And you're going to have a 16% target per route run on it because I'm mad at you, is what I'm scared of.
I hear you.
I still prefer Jennings to Pearsall, but I'm kind of waffling on, am I putting Jennings like on all my final sleeper lists for that? Because of that.
I hear you. I'll do you remember that quote that Lynch had, like right when Jennings reported to camp? He's like, "We love him. He's here." Like, Shanahan was basically saying they're working through the contract stuff. Like that kind of confirmed it to me that like Lynch was like, "Man, we think he's like the epitome of a 49er." He could. He had a legit calf injury at OTAs. Like seemed minor-ish, but I'm not really too concerned. And the Niners have a ton of cap space, at least this year. Next year's that's when their problems start with the Purdy contract. All right, tight end here. I'm feeling tight end unless you feel strongly about a running back.
Yeah, either of these guys.
Okay. We don't have a Niner. We don't have a Steeler. I'll just take Njoku.
That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I have Njoku ranked higher, so it's fine. I do feel like I was saying this to Scott earlier this morning. I feel like all of my sleepers and all my like must draft guys and all my teams are just a lot of rookies. Which like on one hand, drafting a bunch of rookies has been massively plus EV in basically every recent season, and especially last season. They on Underdog, they're a little more expensive than they have been in the past. That is not at all true on managed redraft platforms. They are all
the Amika and Puka ADP is just wild to see. It's just like two different games at this point, Ryan. It really is. Between best ball and managed leagues, it's two different games.
It's two totally different games. So yeah, in managed leagues especially, all my like biggest ADP values are just like the rookies. So I'm like, damn, am I like I don't know. It's like a 11th hour like uncertainty, I guess, second guessing. Like, is this what my whole process has led me to this entire summer? Is that you should just draft all the rookies, and that's what I want to tell people. But I think it is what I want to tell people. I think I've landed on yes, it is. That's just what's correct this year.
Yeah, with Loveland specifically, I just go back when I have moments like that, Ryan. I just go back to like, okay, what was my original analysis in May and June? Has there been like an injury? Has there been something to pull me off of that? And then I usually just default back to that prior, because you and I are kind of like that too. We both we look at things from a lot of different angles and try to make sure our process is right. By the way, Tank Bigsby here makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, it's perfect for this team.
All right. Yeah, I would say take more Bashal Tootin, and I honestly I would, but we already got 2 rookies. We need some early season production here. Real quick, we probably so I was thinking about it. Like we're saying with this team that Stafford's healthy, we already got the early round quarterback. The only other stacking option we really have is Lawrence, and we'd have to do it on our next pick. I do think we this is that pocket where receiver just sucks ass though. God, it's so bad through here. I like Keenan the most out of these guys still. God, I already have like 25% Keenan thanks to Scott. He kind of he got me to write up Keenan in June. He made a good argument for him, but we don't have to do that with this team.
I'd be Tillman over Keenan if you'd like to go receiver.
I think
here.
I'd like to actually take Palmer here. We got a little Eagles team.
Oh, good call. Okay, yeah. That's the only the only argument I would accept for Josh Palmer is maybe he catches a deep ball in week 17 against the Eagles.
Yeah, so you're not buying some of the Palmer steam?
I'm just never buying the Palmer steam.
Yeah, like, he's just such a guy, man. You know, he's going to get the 0.818 targets per route run. His yards per route run is going to be 1.7, like
we did the same thing last year. It's like, oh, Josh Palmer looks like he's going to run a lot of routes early in the season. It's like, yeah, he is, but is he going to score fantasy points on them? No.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess the bull case for him now is like Shakir has a high ankle injury and he could not be right for quite some time. So I do think there's like a little bit of like bump necessary for him. Also, Dalton Kincaid's hurt again. He hurt his ankle today.
Oh, I missed that one. Nice.
Yeah, dude.
The arc of the universe continues to bend away from Dalton Kincaid.
Truly, Pat Thorman quote tweeted. He was like, he called him Dalton First Aid, which was hilarious. I was cracking up on that this morning, but yeah, I'm with you. I mean, Palmer is not somebody I'm going to take at all in managed leagues, but yeah, best ball stack with the Eagles, whatever. I would have made a case for Dalton Kincaid, but he went right after our Tank Bigsby pick. So we actually might get Lawrence here coming back. This is flying back to us here, actually.
Yeah, Lawrence around after ADP. I'd take Lawrence straight up over Stafford for sure. So,
oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, shit. As soon as I say that. I do think we need another receiver. We could go Algier for a little Rams stack.
Yeah, Algier works.
Let's just do Algier. Yeah, we'll do Algier. He works on this team.
Makes sense to be a 6 RB team, so yeah.
Yeah, we got our 6. If you wanted to go super skinny, we could do like a 2-7-7-2. And I feel okay with Njoku as just one tight end. Or 2 tight end team with Njoku. I'm all right with that. I've got
if it's like Njoku Henry, I do 2 tight end. If we don't get Henry, I probably would want 3.
Okay.
But
yeah, we're gonna have to take Stafford here though.
Yeah, for sure. That's priority 1.
Yeah. Yeah, because other than after that, we'd be like, yeah, I don't want to risk it.
Yeah, I think we're good at running back. Like, I don't think we need.
Yeah, no, you're right
on this team.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, we're probably fine. So this will probably be a 2-6-7-3 here. Yeah.
We're maybe a little thin at receiver. Like you could sell me on a 2-6-8-2.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking too. We might actually want an 8th receiver instead of a 7th running back. You know what? Let's plan on that actually. All right, we'll take Stafford here. Be done at quarterback.
Yeah, like Strange or Henry, I'm definitely cool with.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. We'd have to
get one of them, but
yeah, we'd have to pray one of them gets back to us. But yeah, you're right. I know we just took him in the last draft too. He's so boring, but like the touchdown equity's there. Like McLaurin's holding out. He's not moved in ADP. Ertz is so freaking boring, but I'd be okay with I've done a few Njoku Ertz teams that
Oh yeah, that would work too.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Graham, I love that out of every player in the player pool earlier on Beyond the Box Score, which we just did live this morning, all I had to do was DM you and I say we know who our late round sleeper is, right? Like, with no other context, there was not even a player list for the
Nope.
deep sleepers that we were picking from. You just immediately knew what I was thinking.
Yeah, you and I have both independently wrote up Hunter Henry this offseason as like one of our guys. I mean, you took May with the first pick in that round 12, yeah. So it just made a ton of sense. Yeah, I was messing with you last night. I was like, dude, I bet you I could guess every single one of your sleepers per round. And you took Jaden Reed, knew that was coming. I took Josh Downs, you probably knew that was coming. Yeah, that was a fun show. I wanted to hype up Bashil Tootin. I think I took Shaheed over him, though. I think that's where I went. I can't not hype up my guy Shaheed. Damn, dude. We got sniped on Henry. And Ertz. Damn.
Oh, brutal. Do you want to go like receiver here then? Make it as strong as possible and then do 3 tight ends with Thielen? Yeah, unfortunately is the way we make receiver strong as possible, but
yeah, Thielen makes a ton of sense on this team.
Yeah.
We need one more early season guy. All right, so this will definitely be a 2-6-7-3 then, because unless you feel like great about Jonnu, which I don't know.
I feel okay about him. I don't know if I feel like 2 tight end okay.
Yeah, I don't yeah, exactly. I like this ADP. I'm actually really surprised his ADP has fallen this far. I mean, they went out and traded for him for a reason. He's not going to be a full-time player, but I mean, when he's on the field, he's going to be earning targets. I mean, you're taking Okonkwo ahead of him. Like, that's kind of the same bet. God, I got to stop talking. Keep getting freaking.
Yeah, I think there might be more people in this stream, in this draft room than have made themselves known at pick number 7. But yeah.
I like Alec Pierce here a lot.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that
and we'll just
that makes sense. We've been like punted off a tight end, so yeah, just get receiver as good as we can, going only 7 deep.
Yeah, I like him a lot. We took a little Hunter Josh Downs week 17 mini. We'll do that. It's in the inverse here with Pierce. Got him a little past ADP. Okay, we'll take 2 last round tight ends. Njoku's got the 9 bye. Oh shoot, you know what? Maybe we should have. Nah, I was just thinking about Goddard. Maybe we should have taken Goddard over Njoku. Where did Goddard even go? I didn't even see him go. Did he go really early?
I don't see him.
Why is my brain skipping over him?
Holy shit, he went
151.
Okay, yeah.
How did I miss that? Oh, we maybe should have taken him over Josh Palmer.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that was okay. That was a little bit of a mistake then, because we could have stopped at 2 tight ends then for sure. Wait, no, we couldn't have. Hurts and Goddard, or Hurts and Njoku and Goddard have the same bye, so never mind.
Oh,
all right. Goddard's not a needle mover by any means, man. He has like 2 spiked weeks every year.
Yeah, but no, I mean, on this team, it would have worked for sure. But
yeah, Anthony, I saw your comment. He has 40% Keenan. He's team Keenan. I'm slightly below that. I'll double check that right now. Actually, I'm gonna bet 27% Keenan.
Oh, I'm only at 15%. Damn, I've been asleep at the wheel on Keenan. I'm at only.
There was a week
under 2x the field.
There was a week like, yeah, I'm at 23%. There was a week where he like was going last round or like basically right here in every single draft, and it was just like, I felt like it was the easiest click ever. All right, so we do not have T. Higgins. I keep saying that. I got to stop talking about tight ends. We got one of our guys, but that's all that we're going to be allowed here. I got all 3 of these guys kind of in the same pocket.
Yeah, I don't feel any particular way about any of them. Really, I would say Jawan is my least favorite. But
okay, yeah, and we've got Shaheed. Take Theo Johnson over him.
Yeah.
Yeah, little Schultz, another Schultz team, little Chargers Texans correlation, whatever. I like our last team better, but this team did shape up pretty well here.
Yeah. Yeah.
These top three receivers are sexy.
Yeah, agreed. No, this is also a really nice team. So someone asked if I think, or earlier we missed the question, but it was, do you guys think the winner has been drafted? I assume referring to the Best Ball Mania winner. Number one, I don't think, from my recollection, the winner has usually been drafted like earlier in the offseason in past years, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know that that's like predictive necessarily. And part of the reason for that is there have been like some guys dropping in ADP that I think are very, very good picks. Like getting Rashee Rice in late round 4 would sometimes happen, like right around when the contest opened. But that's like there's not going to be, you're going to get teams now with later Rice than you could get for a lot of the summer.
Yep.
That's just one example. Travis Hunter has fallen around throughout the entire summer, and I think he is an awesome pick and very, very live to be on the winning team. So yeah, I don't know. I almost prefer Bishal Tootin has been falling all summer. Like, yeah, and maybe that's just like Ryan, you've been bad on it against ADP at closing line value this year for those specific guys. But yeah, I don't know. It could also just be that the specific circumstances of this offseason have led to potentially better teams being drafted in August. I don't think that's like crazy.
Yeah, I think the last 2 teams were drafted actually right around right now. So there is an element of like getting closing line value relative to the contest close for sure. But as everybody knows that drafts a ton of best ball teams, you can't feed your family on closing line value. And you're just right. I mean, specifically with Hunter, Rice, there's one more receiver who's fallen by ADP that has, and I'm feeling
Addison has been falling all
Addison,
summer for no reason. Yeah.
Yeah, Addison. Thank you for that. Yeah, Addison is the other guy. I mean, all of those guys have. I mean, Rice was a wide receiver 1, but specifically with Hunter and Addison, both of them project as very, very strong receiver 2s. And we're not playing for weeks 1 through 3. We're playing to have the strongest team possible by weeks 14, 15, just being in the hunt all year. Again, just 2 teams advance in BBM to the regular season. So just be in the hunt, be in the top 5, and then you want to have your team kind of clicking late in the season. I'm with you. Strong team here, dude. I know we maybe made a mistake on the Palmer pick. I don't know. It worked out all right. I ended up taking Terrence Ferguson just to give us like that third tight end, stack him up with Stafford. I wasn't going to take Tyler Higbee on this team because it's pretty redundant with Dalton Schultz. But Ferguson, maybe he ethers Higbee.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Little 2-6-7-3. We got Jalen Hurts with AJ Brown, RJ Harvey, our guy. Need him to come through. Love him in the middle of the 6th round. That is, if we can get
Harvey, another guy that's been falling all summer. Yeah,
exactly right. You read my mind. I mean, he was going, late 50s, maybe early 50s, and they signed Dobbins. I think his ADP got up to 54 or 55 when I wrote him up. And now he's sliding. RJ Harvey in the 60s is just killer. The one that makes me think maybe the winner has been drafted is like I could see an Omari and Hampton super team where he was going in like that round 4 or 5 pocket. I could certainly see that. Ryan, we ripped 2 sick teams in an hour and 20 minutes. Some professional drafters on Underdog right now, specifically in BBM. Let's take a look at Jeremy Wilkes' team, by the way, real quick. He was picking 7th. He got McCaffrey, London, Adams, very nice with Adams there. Daniels. You
pretty
probably
late
wanted
Daniels there is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably wanted Debo bad. Debo went at 63, so he settled for Pearsall. Love Waddle at 55. Yeah, nice looking team, man. Yeah. Very structurally sound. You got your Ertz, very nice. Yeah, and I like these 3-round receivers too. You needed some floor with Ayuk there, but yeah, you got some hammers with London and Adams. Nice team, man. Like that a lot. Good stuff, dude. Here, we'll get this last question here from Anthony. Some of your favorite last round receivers. Ryan and I have both been hyping up Vele as the Tim Patrick reincarnate. Tutu, I've been a little bit lower on, actually. Jordan Whittington is apparently pushing him hard for that receiver 3 role. Anthony, I don't know if you've heard, I've been talking up Alec Manor all offseason as my late round guy. Love him. Torrey Horton, I wrote up him in June. He's going to start kind of screaming up by ADP. Here he went 213. So 2 rookies there. Ryan kind of scoffed when I said DeAndre Hopkins earlier this year, but I do think Nuke has, he's got a few spiked weeks left in him with Lamar. I know the route share is going to be 50% all year, but no Isaiah likely to start the season. Could certainly see Hopkins having some red zone luck with Lamar. I really only want him on Lamar or Packers teams for some stacking, but those are my 3 right now. I would have said Keenan Allen, but Keenan went 170 here.
Yeah. Torrey Horton is who I was going to say. I've become woke to the Clint Kubiak deep play action cheat code, and it kind of all just recently came together for me that that is not JSN's or Cooper Kupp's game. Torrey Horton is probably just going to beat out MVS for that deep field stretcher role. Kind of my favorite way to bet on the Seahawks offense. So yeah, that's really fun. He would be who I would go to. That's new, but yeah, everyone Graham said DeAndre Hopkins is your only boomer take, Graham, this entire offseason. I've been giving Scott a ton of shit for being a boomer and having to talk him off whatever Cooper Kupp or every old guy. But yeah, Nuke has been your only boomer take, I would say.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I got to have at least one. I felt like Scott's Keenan take felt boomerish when he was trying to tell me about him, and then I was like, okay, yeah, you're kind of right. When he signs, the ADP value is going to be sick, and he was right. I mean, Keenan's going to be screaming up. Yeah, Nuke, man. I mean, the separation metrics still look pretty good for him last year. He's going to be behind Bateman. I fully admit the role is not going to be great, but I still think he's got a little bit of skills left in the tool shed. For what it's worth, I think Torrey Horton probably would have went late day 2 if he didn't have that bad knee injury last year. The talent it at least seemed like late day 2 worthy, especially for his skill set. So Horton has been a sleeper of mine all summer, and I think he makes a ton of sense in the 18th round. Ryan, great stuff, man. I've been talking to you all week, all morning. I'll let you get myself out of your ears. Logan, I see your comment. Yeah, Ken Walker isn't your favorite way. No, absolutely. He's still our favorite
Yes.
way. This is very much a Ken Walker stream, my friend. We are a pro Ken Walker stream. Ryan and I have both written him up extensively this offseason. I don't want to steal Ryan's my guys, but I have a feeling that he might be in there. We'll see.
Yeah, he might be. We'll see.
He might be.
Yeah, no, Ken Walker's in there. I meant to say the Seahawks passing game if
Right.
I misspoke there. But yes.
Yeah. No, this is Ken Walker is very much a fantasy points guy still. And we are hammering him when we get him in the 5th round. Yeah, that ADP, that's another guy, Ryan. I could make a case I could see an absolute hammer Hampton Ken Walker team, at that 4 or 5 turn. I think I've got a few. I know I've got a few Hampton Walker teams from that period, but yeah, good stuff, man. For Ryan, for Trey, who filled in for Tom behind the glass today. Thank you, Trey. We will see you guys at the top of the leaderboards. Good luck in all your drafts. We'll see you next week.
What?
Why are you shaking your head? You're welcome.